Hey guys, how you doing? We have a new launch scan tool to review today, and this is the most feature-rich scan tool that I've ever reviewed. This is the Launch X431 Pro3s Elite, and this is very feature-rich. But before we get into the actual scan tool, let me show you what it comes with. It does come with a non-16 pin adapter set. Has multiple OBD1 non-16 pin adapters. Adapters here in this bag. Got a power cord here. What I like about this is it does come in separate cases, because you don't use these non-16 pin adapters very often, so it's nice that it's in a separate case that you can set to the side and only get it out whenever you need it. Take a look in this upper compartment. Has a power adapter here. I very seldom use these. This is chargeable by USB-C cord, and I just plug it into a different wall adapter. It does charge at 10 watts. That's about 2 amps, so it charges up pretty quick. It does come with an Ethernet cable. That's for the this J-Box functions not only as the VCI, but a J2434 pass-through interface, so you can program modules, and we're going to get into that. I'm going to program one of the computers on my truck, not on this video, but later on in another video. And we're going to take a look at the J-Box here. Does come with USB-A to, I believe this is USB-B. And that's what's going to connect the J-Box to a laptop computer or a PC. Just to kind of give you an idea of this unit. This does have almost a 4-inch digital screen on it. It is a touch screen also. And that's about it for that. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way, get the scanner out, and get to looking at the scan tool. Okay, so this is the main interface that it boots up to. And I'm going to try to get through this as fast as possible, but let me read off the specs so that you'll kind of have an idea of this scan tool. I guess before I do that, let me show you the scanner. You do have USB-C, USB-A. Very durable feeling scanner. You've got your power button right here. A quick press will turn the screen off. If you push and hold, you'll have power off, restart, and screenshot. Does have an 8 megapixel camera. Does have built-in speakers. So the specs on this, it has a 4-core 2 gig processor, operates on Android 10, has a 6300 milliamp 7.6 volt battery, has a 10.1 inch screen. I already said that it's got an 8 megapixel camera, has 4 gig of RAM, 64 gig of ROM, does have 2.4G and 5G Wi-Fi, has 12-in-1 graphing. With the optional software package, this will operate on 12 volt and 24 volt class 4 through 8 heavy duty trucks. That's like Peterbilt's, Mack trucks, all your semi trucks. It has full ADAS calibration, includes 25 languages. It does have topology. Their upgraded VCI, which is this right here, they call this their Smartlink C version 2. It supports DPDU, CAN 2.0, CAN FD, DOIP, and it does operate on the J2534 protocol. And it does act as a pass-through device, so you can use OEM software to program automotive computers. Does have online and offline ECU coding, has VAG guided functions. It is FCA AutoAuth compatible, and it does come with 2 years of free updates. So as far as the scanner itself, this intelligent diagnosis is where you're going to go most of the time when you connect to a car. And then your local diagnosis is where you're going to go if you want to manually put in year, make, and model. Got your all your America, European, Asian, China cars. Remote diagnosis is where you can remotely diagnose a vehicle from a different location. I don't know how often that's used, but apparently it is used. Otherwise, they wouldn't have it on the scan tool. Now, one of the more unique things about this particular scanner is you see this, it's got the EV or electric vehicle option. And you can see all the different functions that you can do on EV vehicles. Of course, it does have the typical special function menu. They advertise up to 60 special functions. There's about 30 right here on the quick menu. Not all special functions are within this menu. You have to get into the module, and there'll be other special functions that you will find. The Toolbox has quite a bit of additional hardware that you can buy for this. Of course, you got your TPMS that you can buy. Now, this takes the what they call the i-TPMS or the TSGUN. So you can buy that, and you can program TPMS sensors using this scanner. You got your ADAS, passenger car and commercial car, so that's going to be your trucks. We're just going to click on passenger car. That's what this scanner is probably going to be used mostly for. And you can see all the things that you can do here. There's some additional equipment that you can buy to work with the scanner. The Scopebox, very, very cool layout here for the scope if you buy the additional scope. Now, the nice thing about this is if you click over here on automotive, it'll bring up a menu that will automatically set up your automotive required testing parameters. So there's circuits, accelerator pedal, airflow meter, camshaft, got actuators, and that'll set the machine up to where whenever you're connected, you'll be all good to go. So pretty cool scope setup there. And it's got another scope box that you can buy. They've got about 2 or 3 different scopes that you can buy, oscilloscopes. It's got a sensor box, pretty cool. This will inject sensor signals for you so that you can compare, a sensor that you think may be going bad. You can inject a known good signal into the system for testing. Of course, you got your video scope, BST 360, that's a battery tester. Another scope box, got a multimeter, current clamp, ES200 insulation. I believe that's going to be more for EV stuff. And there's the layout of it. Of course, you got your mobilizer programmer and your key programmer boxes that you can buy to use with this scanner. Of course, your software update diagnosis kit. This is a pretty cool page. Of course, you got your vehicle coverage, CAN bus pin detect. If this was plugged into the DLC, then it would show you the voltages on all the pins, and the grounds, basically the pin layout, and if particular pins have voltage or not. HD CAN bus test connector there, CAN scope, diagnostic software clear, fixed connector firmware, data stream, DLC voltage check, reset the VIN, diagnostic history, and vehicle QR. Of course, you got your feedback, your customer, know your customer, just kind of a layout of all your customer information. Kind of keeps a record of it. Of course, your mall. Let me show you the mall real quick. And because I want to show you what all you can actually buy for this additional, what all software you can buy for this scanner. Of course, you got your commercial vehicle, even some older trucks that this thing will work with. We're going to go ahead and go American, since that's where I'm at, is in America. And I'm going to try to scroll through this pretty quick. The International, John Deere, Cummins, Freightliner, Peterbilt, Kenworth, Caterpillar, Mack. I mean, most of these I hadn't even heard of. So that's a pretty good selection of, you know, heavy-duty trucks that if you're in that business, you've got an option here for a scan tool to work with it. Of course, and then you got your European, China, Asian vehicles. Got your EV vehicles, mobilizer, different resets that you can buy. Has motorcycle. I want to show you that. We're just going to do American. Pretty much all your American motorcycles. Of course, got your Asian, Kawasaki, Yamaha, Honda, and European, BMW, Triumph. So that's real quick on the mall. Launch Academy. Show you that real quick. Kind of a new feature that I haven't seen yet. So you got training videos, multiple videos on all kinds of training criteria on launch scanners. Video after video. So you can sit there and watch them and learn even more about how to use the scan tool. Immobilizer skills, tire pressure maintenance database, repair cases, repair info. This is similar to the Academy. Now this does, the X431 Fix has a workshop data subscription that you can buy, and this is kind of like Pro Demand or All Data, and it's all built here into the scanner. This is by Haynes Pro. We've all familiarized ourselves with Haynes manuals over the years, and they've actually got a Pro version, like I said, similar to All Data and Pro Demand. Of course, you got equipment operation tips. You got training video, which is what I just showed you, and they've got Facebook. You can get to their official website, and you can contact them through that link right there, that button. User info, of course, is where your VCI information is going to be. You can change your password, or manage your VCI, you know, all that sort of thing. So that's what you're going to find right there. Other modules, license list. They've got a point system set up to where you actually can earn points and you can buy stuff. Error correction, opinion feedback, settings, and about. So that's pretty much a quick overview of the scanner. Let's go ahead and get it hooked up. I'll show you the new Smartlink VCI, and we'll see how it works on this 2016 Jeep I've got. I'm going to let you watch this boot up whenever we plug it in. This does have its own software on it. You can in fact, you can see right there, it says it's upgrading. It is connected to my Wi-Fi, and it's upgrading the firmware in it right now. What's cool about it is you can see the send and receive. It tells you the voltage. A very nice VCI/J box. The nice thing about it is it's long enough to where you can set it up here on the dash. Kind of gets it out of your way. So I'm just going to hit an intelligent diagnosis. And you can see it ID'd the vehicle. This is a 2016 Jeep. We're going to hit diagnosis. You can see you do have your voltage up in the upper right corner. You can see it does have topology. I'm going to hit smart detection. You'll also notice it does have multi-module scanning, meaning that it does have the high-speed scan. You'll see it'll scan multiple modules at the same time. I'm going to hit smart detection. And we're done. So very nice layout on the topology, and it's nice that it's got the smart detection. Now I'm going to start down here on the bottom screen, and I'm just going to hit CAN bus pin detection, kind of show you what that does. And that gives you the voltages on all the different pins and the grounds. Of course, you can do a report. You can compare results. You've got a diagnostic plan. Now, there's no codes in this module, so there's not going to really be a diagnostic plan. If you had codes in multiple modules, you can hit diagnostic plan, and it'll kind of give you a layout of a plan to work through those modules or those DTCs. It also has clear DTCs, so if you did have some modules with DTCs and you want to clear them all, you could. Of course, you can go to system list, and it'll list everything. You got your common special functions. And then you've got your full special functions. So what the scanner did is it scanned all the modules on this vehicle. It located what modules had special functions, and it's got all the special functions on this vehicle laid out by module. Pretty nice feature. So let's see, let's just go into the PCM. No DTCs. I'm going to hit enter. This does have 12-in-1 graphing. There's your module information. You can read your fault codes, clear codes. There's your data stream. We're going to get into that here in just a second. Of course, your actuation test. So this scanner, whatever actuation test is on a vehicle, this scan tool will support it. Read config. That just tells you how this computer is configured for this vehicle. "13 pages. I'm not going to go through every page, but here's your special functions. This is special functions just for the ECM. Or PCM, rather. System test. Misfire, or OBD2 monitors includes misfire. OBD function. Yeah, I wanted to go into live data, kind of show you the graphing. That's one thing I like about these bigger scan tools with the bigger screens, is they do allow the 12-in-1 graphing. You can see that it does show you that there's up to 176 PIDs just on this one computer. Now I'm just going to select some random PIDs here. Okay, there's 12 random PIDs. I looked at the first couple. The others I just randomly picked. We're going to hit OK. And you can see the layout right there. Now, the nice thing about these launch scan tools, see up in the upper right where it says English and metric, you can change the verbiage to either English or metric on the fly. So, for instance, for me, mass airflow, I always like reading in grams per second. But some people like liters per minute and all that stuff. So you can change all that if you want. The little down arrow, for instance, going across from the very first one, the accelerator pedal 1 voltage, click that down arrow, and you got voltage or millivolts. Of course, graph, pick the graph. You can see a nice, pretty graph there. It is customizable. You got your minimum and max that you can select. And let's go ahead and start the vehicle up. And I am going to, of course, you can record data, you can compare samples, save sample. We're going to hit graph. And it's going to pull up all 12 graphs. You can bring out the fly out window on the right. You can deselect graphs if you don't want to see them. You can combine them. You can combine 4 graphs. If you want to see any one of the graphs, for instance, generator duty cycle, you just tap it and it's right there. Very nice graphing, all colorized. Let's see. Anyway, that's about it. I don't want this video to be any longer than it has to be. This is one of the higher end launch scanners that you can get. As you can see, it supports all kinds of additional hardware and software. Works on EV vehicles, works on heavy duty trucks. And I am going to be doing a video on using the J-Box here to program a module on my truck. I'll be using the OEM software and this J-Box. The nice thing about it, you can see where it says send and receive, so you can monitor the send and receive back and forth from the tablet to the J-Box. And it does have full system setup. So very cool J-Box, or BCI/J-Box. Anyway, that's about it for this video. If you're looking for a nice scan tool, I'll drop a link in the description. Click on it and read about this, research it, and see what you think about it. And I don't think you're going to be disappointed in this scan tool. Anyway, you guys take care. We'll see you in the next one.